My goodness, sweet friend, congratulations on your twin pregnancy. I am not currently pregnant any longer. I have two 9-month-old girls, almost 10 actually, month-old girls. And I am making this video about my twin pregnancy journey, not pregnant, because I didn't have the energy to do anything like this when I was pregnant. And so kudos and all the power to the moms of the other videos that you have watched of this that have talked about their twin pregnancy while they were actually pregnant. But if you're like me, you were watching them going, how, what? I don't understand. And so I'm gonna talk to you about my twin pregnancy journey as I reflect on it, but I'm still close enough to it to remember a lot of it. But you don't have any energy? I didn't have any energy. So it's one of the things we're going to talk about is energy. And what did I do to get energy? And all the things. I'm also going to give you some things that I wish. I'm going to talk about some things I did in my twin pregnancy that I think helped a lot to keep my babies in. They came at 37 weeks, but that was by choice. We had a scheduled C-section. And which, not a doctor, you know that there's 1,000 things, which I'll talk about that in a little bit, but I'm going to talk about that. And then I'm going to talk about some things that I wish that I had done differently in my twin pregnancy journey, time, all the things, the words that you would call a twin pregnancy. I mean, sometimes you just have to like pause and be like, crap, there are two babies growing inside of me. What in the world? It was also my first pregnancy. So I don't know if this is your first pregnancy or not, but either way, congratulations. I also, what I do on my channel is most of the time am doing laundry, specifically baby girl laundry, because I have two baby girls. But sometimes it's other random chores as well. I talk about Christianity, marriage, and family, and you're here with the family video today. So welcome. Okay, let's get started. What to expect with twin pregnancy. You're gonna be tired all the time. Congratulations, give yourself over to it. Like there's just no, and if anyone that's pregnant with twins is acting like they are not tired, I won't call someone a liar, but they're lying, okay? Because you are just gonna be, so your body is literally working triple overtime, and it is normal for you to be so pregnant. And here's what you can't do, okay? You cannot, absolutely cannot, which we love these, by the way, but I'll talk about that in a different video. You cannot, I don't know what is on it though, yikes. Anyway, you cannot compare yourself to singleton pregnancies. You can't do it. It's not healthy. It's not healthy to compare at all in general, ever. But please, take my advice on this. Also, there's been a fly flying around me the whole day. And I don't know. I'm just ignoring it because I did it, whatever. Because that's just who I am sometimes. So anyway, you cannot ignore, or you cannot compare yourself to singleton pregnancies. Whenever moms of singletons try to give you pregnancy advice, don't just know that they're not, they just don't know what they don't know. You know what I mean? They've never been pregnant with twins, and they just only have their own pregnancy to go off of. And so all they know is their own pregnancy, and so they just have advice and helpful things that helped them, and they're able to do things that you just aren't able to do, and that is okay. And you don't have to get mad at them for that. Don't get offended, or try not to get offended when they try to offer help or tips or whatever. But also just not take it with a grain of salt. Don't ignore it, but just know that you have a totally different experience than they have. It really is. Yes, you're pregnant, but you have twice the number of babies not sucking life out of you, but kind of not sucking the life out of you, but like they are like taking from you the nutrients that they need to grow and form two bodies, not just one. And oh my gosh, I can't even imagine being pregnant with twins. Can you, or triplets or more? Can you imagine? I can't. I don't want to. But with the twin pregnancy, that's like my number one journey. I really early on, the Lord, so I'm a Christian, and the Lord just really early on told me very specifically, you absolutely cannot compare yourself to singleton pregnancies. You can't. You just have to take what they say and decide if that is going to be helpful for you. And if it's not, that's okay. Don't compare. So for example, I said that weird. For example, like a lot of my singleton, I almost said single friends, my singleton friends really tried to like work out and stay super active and like continued running and continued like doing like, not like CrossFit, but like pretty like intense workouts. And so my plan was to like continue working out, but I realized pretty early on in my twin pregnancy that I was not in fact going to continue doing what amount of hangers, but what I was doing pre-baby. And maybe you're twin pregnant and you're able to do that, and that's awesome. That's great. Like, that's really great. It wasn't for me. And so if you are not able to do the things that you were able to do and that your singleton friends, I keep wanting to say single friends, were able to do, don't compare yourself to that. Don't feel bad. Don't feel shame. Nothing. It is, I do think, part of my twin pregnancy journey that I actually feel very strongly about is my working out. So I made it like it was like a thing like that I did. And when I say working out, I will link the videos below that I did. I mean, I just literally, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3. I'm gonna have to think back, but I know 2 for sure. One of them was a pregnancy specific workout, and like the lady leading the pregnancy, she had a singleton pregnancy, but I just modified a little bit some of this stuff, but she was like pregnant while doing it. So I did hers. And then there was another workout that I did that the lady isn't pregnant, but it was like bar infused workout. And so I just did them, in my house, and just took what she did and like modified it and just did kind of what I could. So I literally just went back and forth between those two. And my mom, which I know this is a little bit of, for sure, privilege. Not everyone is going to be in this situation. But my mom had a treadmill that she wasn't using, like she was using it, but it wasn't like my mom's not like a runner, sorry, Mom, if you're watching this, you're not a runner. That's okay. And it was a really sweet gift my dad had gotten it for her. So anyway, she wasn't using it. So I was like, hey Mom, can I use your treadmill? P.S. It's still in my garage. So Mom, is it like mine now, but yours too? I don't really know how long the treadmill gets to stay here, but it's really great. And so anyway, I would walk also on the treadmill. So even if you don't have access, like you don't in your apartment have a treadmill, or you don't have a gym membership, you don't have access to that, if there's just any way, literally if you have an indoor mall, I'm not kidding, or a community walking center with a track, like I would just rotate between walking, doing this workout videos, these bar workout videos every day. And when I say I didn't push myself, I mean I did not push myself. Okay, this is not your twin pregnancy. Is not the time to try new. I'd already been doing a lot of bar stuff, which bar is super low impact, and so it's not like the bar stuff that I'm going to share. This is not a new time, a time to try like new intense bar stuff, but this is not a time to try a bunch of new stuff. This is a time to just do things that get you active and moving. And so I think that is so, so important in helping your blood pressure stay. So my blood pressure was good. And again, I know there are 10,000 factors, literally, that can go into blood pressure in twin pregnancy. And you're at high risk, technically, you're high risk pregnancy. But I really genuinely believe that my blood pressure stayed so good the whole time, in part because I worked out, but I didn't push myself. I literally was just trying to like stay active and keep my body with enough muscle tone to support the dang belly. Oh gosh. And pictures don't do it justice. Like, it really doesn't. I mean, even we took a picture the day we're going to the hospital, and we're literally looking in the mirror, take the picture, we both look at the camera, and we're like, but it's bigger than that. Like, my husband and I both. We were like, I don't really know. But anyway, workout, don't compare. Okay, next thing that I did before I move on to things that I wish I had done differently in my twin pregnancy journey, or two things real quick. One, I definitely strongly recommend, and you just have to, like, I had to just accept this at the beginning and get over it. I prayed about it, I cried about it, and I moved on. My suggestion, my advice, again, I'm not a doctor, but you're probably going to want to eat a little healthier than your singleton pregnancy friends, right? Everyone's like, the one silver lining, you know, of pregnancy is you get to eat whatever you want and give yourself over to the cravings, all the things. My advice is to actually not do this all the time with a twin pregnancy, just because if you think about like everything, your doctor will tell you this all the time, or mine did anyway, everything you ingest goes to the baby. Every single thing. And they need things from you, and they need you to ingest good things. And this is my last thing to fold, so then I just will get to talk. So hopefully you're like doing chores and you're almost done too, or you're not, that's okay. But you will need to probably have a little bit more nutrients coming from your food than a singleton, because you've got two babies inside of you. Whether your babies, so I don't remember the like die or whatever, you might know that better than me, but my babies, they were in 2 sacs, 2 placentas. So they weren't having to fight for nutrients, and I still just knew that it was going to be so important for me to have like really nutritious food going in, not just for them, but also for me, because they take what they need, and then you're left, you know, with the leftovers. And so if you are like, if you're craving, sorry, if I'm about to, I don't even want to say a food to make you say it, or to make you crave it. But let's just say you're craving a food that is a junk food, and it's not healthy, and you crave it like every meal, and you eat it every meal multiple times a day or multiple times a week. Like, your babies are pulling what nutrients they can out of that, and then you're left with the leftovers, and that could be contributing a little bit to like your tiredness or lack of energy. Now you're gonna have no energy always, right? But for me, I could tell on the days that I was just like, whatever, I don't care, I'm just gonna eat whatever the heck I want today and whatever I crave because I'm pregnant. Oh my gosh, I felt terrible, like way more tired, way faster. And so that could be legitimately, I know it seems like silly and kind of not fair, but I don't know. That's just, you just decide what you want. If you want to like have energy, or if you want to give yourself over. No judgment either way. I'm just kind of helping you out, see the cause and effect of that there. That was very, I am from the South. I'm from Arkansas. That sounded very Southern. Okay, last thing, things I did during my pregnancy that I think helped, and then 2 things I wish I would have done. So I recommend, which my doctor was phenomenal, but I recommend asking, like researching a lot of appointments. So you have to think about, like, don't get upset at your doctor if they're not providing you a lot of information, because think about it from their perspective. You are, and I hate to like say this, because you are important, and your doctor would tell you that you're important, okay? Because you're important. You really are. I believe as a Christian, you are an image bearer of literally God. He made you in his image, and therefore you have infinite value that no one can take away from you. And your doctor sees multiple image bearers a day. Like my doctor, one time I was talking to her, and before me, she had just had to deliver a stillborn baby. She had my appointment checkup. I don't remember how, let's just say my 20-week appointment. And then after that, she was going to do surgery on someone who had potentially had, gosh, is uterine cancer a word? Now I'm panicking. But some kind of like potentially cancer they were having to go see. And so your doctor does care about you, but they also have like a ton of patients in a day. And so they will give you information. They want to give you information, but you also have to like have questions for them sometimes and know a little bit about it. You can't just only rely on your doctor to give you literally everything you need to know. So do a little bit of research yourself, little bit of research, but don't overwhelm yourself. Like the second that you start to feel anxiety, stop. If you're a Christian, say a prayer. Gotta give this to you. I'm gonna come back to this later. If there's a topic that makes you stressed that you need to research it, ask your husband, ask your partner, ask your family member, ask someone else to research it and to give you the information about it. You don't have to do all of it. People in your life want to help you. They just don't know what to do. And so ask them to do research and just send you articles that you can read. And then ask questions of your doctor for things that you're concerned about, and don't get like, well, she doesn't care or whatever. Like you do have to take like a little bit of ownership, I guess. Okay. I'm about to have to go wake my babies up, but really quick, I just want to say the couple things that I wish that I would have done in my twin pregnancy journey differently is that I was really good at being pregnant. So I did all, not like it went well. What I'm saying is I did all the research for how to have a healthy pregnancy and, all of that. And that's what I spent all of my time and energy outside of working and, whatever doing was that. And I was just like, okay, I will wait until the babies get here to read about, what I should do with a 0-month-old, 1-month-old, 2-month-old, whatever. Hopefully you're already not doing this, but that was a terrible idea. Okay. It actually probably plays into my idol of efficiency that I've been talking about in other videos, which if you're not a Christian and that sounds weird, I'm sorry. But it just felt really inefficient to read about something I wasn't currently doing, so I didn't currently have a baby. But oh my gosh, when you have 2 babies, you have no time. Even if you have, which I had the most supportive husband ever, when you have 2 1-month-olds, you are just, it is not real life. Like honestly, it's the hardest. Like I don't mean to scare you, but I just want you to be prepared. 0 to 3 months for my babies was the hardest thing that I've ever done in my life. No joke. It was so hard. And so I just got really overwhelmed because I hadn't done research for that. I just didn't feel super prepared. I like a little bit of a schedule. There's so many options, all of this stuff. And so 2 things I wish I would have done differently were, 1, do a little bit more research on nursing or breastfeeding ahead of time, which I ended up doing that for the first month to month and a half of their life. And then we weren't sure, one of my babies, we were a little concerned about her gaining weight, and you obviously can't tell exactly how much they're getting. And there were a lot of other factors too. That was like the main factor whenever we switched to formula and a bottle. And I'll do a video about, I don't have time to go into it right now, but I'm gonna do a video about products that I love for twin pregnancies. So make sure you like and subscribe if you're interested in that. I'm super practical, not sponsored by anything, literally not sponsored by anything. And so it's just literally products that worked for us. Second thing and this is the thing that I tell all moms, whether it's singleton or twin pregnancy, multiples, whatever. The 2 books that I eventually ended up reading and read were Baby Wise and Moms on Call. Baby Wise is a lot more, it's like it's more research based. It's like a book that you like read. And then Moms on Call is like, it's a book, but it's like bullet points and schedules and super, super practical. They're very similar approaches. But Moms on Call just is a little bit more practical, but Baby Wise helps me understand like wake windows and things like that. I didn't use either of those, like, because you really do start to know your baby, and people say that, and that was like a whole thing. It's like, you know your baby and you know what's best. Yeah, but you gotta have some kind of framework, right? to understand, does this work for my baby or does it not? And so I kind of combined information from Baby Wise and Moms on Call, sort of created my own schedule that would work for us based on, I'm not working anymore, I stay on with my babies, but from months 4 to 7, I finished out the school year. I was a teacher. And so in order for me to see them before leaving, we kind of had to adjust the schedule a little bit. But that is my recommendation. Like, get the books now, just read them, skim through them. You'll want to revisit them once the babies get here, but you definitely want to just at least get a little familiar with them if it's your first pregnancy. So hopefully this was helpful. Maybe something I said makes you feel a little bit better. Hopefully you feel a little seen, and a little bit less like you have to compare. And I don't know, I just hope and pray that it was really helpful. And I hope that you'll like and subscribe and check the descriptions for the books that I mentioned. Have a good day.